you know, when I look into things, when I come to you and I go, hey, man, I'm thinking of starting a podcast, and you tell me the advice to start a podcast, I'm really taking advice from you. When I go to somebody and I go, hey, man, I want to do this, but I don't know how to get it to the next level. One of the most frustrating things in this career that I've had is being able, knowing that you're able to do this, that you're able to fucking handle this, and people not giving you the opportunity to help you to get to that goal. It's a shitty fucking feeling. So it's a shitty feeling for about 3 fucking minutes until you go, you know what? Fuck these motherfuckers. They don't want to help me. I'm going to do it my fucking way. And you develop a system that works for you. I.e., when I was fucking a young, when I went to LA and I was learning the acting game, I didn't like the shit that they were sending me out on. And I didn't like the shit that I was, I didn't like it altogether. So I said, I got to go out for roles that are better for me. So I started looking, not on breakdowns, but I started looking at movies and shit like that in pre-production. And I would see where they were being shot. If it was a New York movie, a Connecticut movie, anything with this, I would submit packages. What's that, a tape, a fucking, I wouldn't submit a tape of stand-up. I'd put a tape in there of the audition for that movie. A fucking 2 tickets to a comedy show. I would put the whole thing in their bio, different headshots. I would give them everything so they wouldn't come back to me. But I would do it unsolicited. And a lot of people told me, they were like, Joey, that's not cool for you to fuck. Again, the people that don't know and don't have any hustle would say to me, that's not cool, you're overstepping your bounds. And I go, you know what, man? The casting director's job is to find the right person for that project. Even if it isn't me, I got to let her know that I exist. And I did that for years. And people were like, dog, you're going to piss off a lot of people. Somebody's going to say something to you. But guess what? It got me The Longest Yard. And then it got me American Gangster. And then it got me fucking Taxi. All those movie roles that you saw at the time in the 2003, 4, 5, 6, it wasn't because I was on fire. It was because I was sending those envelopes. And people always said to me, well, Joe, you're going to piss somebody off. Guess what? I think one person said something to me, and the damage was already done. I don't give a fuck. So my point is that we always are looking for help, and nobody wants to give it to you. So some people quit what they were going to do because they don't know. It's like when I decided to do stand-up, there was no fucking computer. There was no fucking internet. I didn't know any comedians. There wasn't the abundance of comedians that there is today. Every 3 people you talk to, they're a comic now. I never saw anything like this. Every 3 people I talk to now, oh, my nephew's a comic, my sister's a comic. I got nothing against you, but there was nobody to go to and go, hi, Mike, I want to do stand-up comedy. Oh, let me take you to the ropes. I had to buy Judy Carter's book. And then I had to get to the gigs, and when you get there, the scariest thing you could do is when people start talking to you, when you start asking questions and shit like this. They'll start saying, oh, okay, yeah, we'll help you out. Once people know you're real, that you're putting the work in, they'll answer your fucking questions. But there was tons of times when I didn't know what to do. I was stuck, so I just said, fuck it. I sat there for 3 days feeling sorry for myself, as we do as Americans, as we do as human beings. And then after that, I said, fuck this. I'm going to attack it this fucking way. You just think about it. But then there's things that you cannot do that for. And that's where it brings me to this. We wrote a book, guys. It took me fucking 10 years to write a chapter. I finally meet a friend of mine to help me. She does a fucking phenomenal job. We get everything going. And I get I get an email last week, a call, a text when I'm in fucking Wakanda forever. And it's that they want this and they want that at 5:30 on a Friday. So I got a little hot. I'm like, come on, guys. Would you call your mother at 5:30 on a fucking Friday to ask her all this shit? The week's over. But what they wanted was for me to change the kidnapping story of my book. And I'm like, come on, guys. I already told this fucking story. I can't change it. The people who want to buy this book have been listening to me for years. And they're like, well, we got to shorten it. Maybe we could get some release signs. They want me to get a release sign from the kidnapper, the other guy, Tidwell, and the guy kidnapped. Now, here's how I look at it, guys. I could probably get a release from Vela, but I don't want to. And I'll tell you what. Went through enough. Vela went through enough. I kidnapped him, then he got kidnapped by somebody else, then he got beat up by somebody else. Vela was in it to win it. And, Vela was in it to win it. And he's got his life together now. He's in fucking Arizona. He's doing great. He makes great money. He's thinking of moving to New Mexico. But his mom just passed away around a year ago. And he was a mama's boy. And I just don't want to, I'm friends with him finally. I don't want to call him up and go, hey, man, I want to send you this thing. I want to write a book. And so I just told him, I go, listen, guys, why are we doing all this shit? It's public knowledge. First of all, they go, can you have 2 people who could recount your story? I go 3 people that could recount it. Vela, who I don't want to bother, my ex-wife, who's going to hang up on you, and fucking Georgie. Georgie could tell you from the outside what was going on, but he can't tell you. He wasn't in the room with me and all this shit. So I just told him right out, I listened to them talking, and this is what I'm trying to explain to you, that I'm a fucking dumb fuck. I got all the prerequisites of a fucking dummy. And I know that going in. I know this going in. I'm not trying to put an intelligent cap on my head. So when I'm around people I don't know shit about, whether it's a book, whether it's a guitar, whether it's... Listen, I only know about stand-up comedy and how to eat ass. I don't even know I eat ass properly because... So that's all I could do. So anytime I come to that, I always step out and I ask people. And you guys have heard me constantly. I don't like to do things wrong. And what happens is if you do something on your own, you're going to pick up habits. And then you have to get rid of those fucking habits, like the thumb with the guitar. They don't want to see the fucking thumb lurking. And then I watch Slash and all you see is this fucking thumb. But I get it, because when you start... That's a thing that you don't want. It's like when you start comedy, they want you to start clean. There's a reason for that. Because if you start dirty, then you can't go back to clean. At least start clean. At least do topical jokes. And then as you get more experience, you get dirty. But that's not what we're talking about. I fucking hate going into a room and being a know-it-all. So what I've done, and I've told Mike this for years, guys, you have no idea in the 23 years in LA how many meetings I went to. And at first, I was very green, and I would shut my mouth and listen and try to learn. And then as the years went, I was a fucking coke fiend. Who wants to hear from a fucking coke fiend? Not me.